Hello children, I am Miss Jayashree here. Today we will start Standard 9 Geography Hydrosphere. All of you know what is hydrosphere? See, today we will discuss the meaning of hydrosphere and tides and how the tides are formed, how the waves are formed. In this session we will discuss what are the factors that cause tides and etc. So let us start introduction. The earth appears blue when viewed from the outer space. Why children the earth appears blue? Because of the presence of the hydrosphere. Hydrosphere refers to the combined mass of water found on the earth, such as in the oceans, rivers, streams, lakes, in the atmosphere and underground. The mean depth of the hydrosphere, which includes the lakes also, is 3,800 meters and it is 5 times the mean height of the land, which is 710 meters. The main sources of water on the earth are the following. In standard 7 also you have learnt about different forms of water, how it is existing on the surface of the earth. The main source of water on the surface of the earth are mainly the ocean water, water on the land, underground water and water in the atmosphere. Water in the atmosphere children, it is present in form of humidity or fog or in form of clouds or in form of precipitation. Okay, it reaches to the surface of the earth in form of precipitation or in form of snowfall, fog, etc. So let us discuss about the main sources of water on the earth are the following. Ocean water. Most of the water is present in the oceans only. About say 97% of the earth water supply is in the oceans, which is unfit for the human consumption. Why children? Because of the salinity and other uses due to the high salt content of the remaining 3%. 2.3% is locked in the polar ice caps. The balance 0.7% is available as fresh water, but 0.66% is groundwater and the rest 0.3% is available to us as fresh water in the rivers, lakes and streams. Thus we see that we have a very limited stock of usable water. So children, though we have very less amount of water as available usable water, so we have to conserve the water. 0.03% of the surface water are in form of rivers, streams and ponds and 0.66% in form of groundwater. Now let us discuss about the water on the land. Water on the land is the result of the precipitation. What do you mean by precipitation? Rainfall or seepage from the underground, which forms streams and the rivers flowing on the land and finally joining in the sea. Underground water. The water from precipitation, which is in form of rain or snow, flows on the surface. Some of the water evaporates and rest sinks into the soil. See, at the form of rain and snowfall or flow of water will be there. Some amount will precipitate, some amount of water will be stagnated and some amount of water will be percolates into the soil, seeps into the soil. The water which gets collected under the surface of the land is known as underground water. What is underground water? The water which gets collected under the surface of the land is known as underground water, which remains in the soil, subsoil or bedrock. Most of the water ultimately reaches the sea. And underground water streams that is saturated with the water and transmits the water readily is known as the aquifer. Aquifer means the water containing rocks underground, that is called as aquifer. So children, now we will come to the water which is present in the atmosphere. Water is also present in the form of vapors in the air, which gives rise to humidity. Mainly the atmospheric water in presence of humidity will be present. Water evaporates from the oceans and the other water bodies due to the heating of the surface of the water. So, water will be evaporated from the surface of the water. Water vapor after evaporation condenses, forms clouds or fog and finally precipitate, means in form of rainfall, causing rains and snowfall. All the water on the earth is connected and is constantly moving, means water on the surface of the land will evaporate. After evaporation, it cools down and condenses, formation of the clouds. After cooling down the clouds, condensation, the water will reach to the surface of the earth in different forms of precipitation or snowfall or fog, like this. So, this is nothing but the hydrological cycle. Water cannot be created nor it can be destroyed. It can only be transformed into different states. The movement of ocean water takes place in three different ways: through the waves, currents and tides. How the ocean water will move? The ocean water will move in form of the oceanic waves or oceanic tides or oceanic currents. Here I want to explain you children what are waves. Waves are nothing but the creation of the trough and the crust by the surface wind which is present on the surface of the sea. And tides will occur or tides will form due to the gravitational force of the sun and the moon. All of you see the diagram over here, how the waves are formed. Say, this is the wind on the surface of the ocean. This is the shore. Here the troughs and here the crust are formed. Crust will be the projection and troughs will be the descending portion. Trough of the wave, like this. This is the crust and this is the trough. This is the trough of the wave and this is the crest of the elevation and subduction. So, waves. Waves are occasionally movements in water manifested by an alternate rise and fall of the sea surface. These moving ridge-like curves on the surface of the sea are mainly produced by the winds on the surface of the oceans or the sea. See, all of you see children here diagram. The wind which is present on the surface of the sea or the oceans which will cause the movement of the water in form of the crust and the trough. When the crust will be projected portion and trough will be the descending portion, say this is the creation of the waves. Okay, in the next video continuation we will learn about the tides. Thank you.